let's compare the Kyberlight Saber to the Hitoren V3 Saber by Wonderforce. And both of these companies, Kyberlight and Wonderforce, are relative newcomers to the Saber community, and they both started with Kickstarter campaigns earlier in the year. So they kind of have those commonalities right out of the gate. But both companies are trying to corner the market in different ways, and I'll get into that in a second. So as for price, that's what people are looking for, particularly in the affordable sound saber market. That's, you want to get a good bang for your buck. And so the Kyberlight retails for around $199 plus 10 to 15 bucks for shipping, depending on where you live in the US, that is. But they do have different sales and promotions where that can be cheaper, or where different accessories are also included. And the standard Kyberlight Saber comes with 3 accessories: this pommel, this emitter piece, and this sleeve. And then there are additional accessories you can kind of see in the back. Those are just a few of them, but additional accessories that you can mix and match with your saber and opt to purchase. So yeah, around 200 bucks plus shipping, but it can be cheaper if there are sales. As for the Hitoren V3, well, there are 2 ways you can go with that. One is they have the Hitoren V3. It's just single LED color. That's what this is, and it's 99 bucks plus 30 bucks shipping because it comes out of Hong Kong. Alternatively, there's the Hitoren V4, and that's an RGB saber. So that means you'd have 16 colors with it, and that saber is $159 plus 30 bucks shipping. So if you opt for the RGB saber, that would kind of put these 2 sabers more on par with each other in terms of price. But anyway, this is just the single LED version because that's what I have. But let's make a few more comparisons, and may as well start from the top of the saber with the blade. So the Kyberlight Saber blade is a heavy grade blade, so good thickness to it. It has the pointed tip, bullet tip, and the tip is removable, so it can unscrew, which that's kind of nice, so you can swap it out. It has the reflective disc under there too. Now the Kyberlight blade has no blade film, so you do see some drop off with the light toward the top of the blade. So that's one of the consequences of not using the blade film. Now with the Hitoren V3, also has a white blade and also has kind of a bullet tip to it. Tip is not removable, but it does use blade film. And the Hitoren V3 comes with a mid-grade blade, and you can purchase a heavy grade blade from them, but there's no option to upgrade that within your order, so you basically have to purchase a heavy grade blade in addition to the mid-grade blade that's included on the saber. So that's something you definitely want to factor in if you're considering the Hitoren V3. They do use blade film, and so as a consequence, the light is definitely much more evenly distributed with the Hitoren V3. Now, moving to the emitter. So Kyberlight has nothing really with the emitter, but that's because the Kyberlight system has these different pieces that you can attach over the top. So this is a piece that comes with the standard Kyberlight Saber, but they have various other emitter pieces that you can attach there as well. And they have quite a few options, so that's kind of nice. With the Hitoren V3, this is the emitter piece that it comes with, and currently Wonderforce has one other option for the emitter piece. It's called Claw, and there are 2 versions of it with different numbers of claws, but it's essentially the same design, and that's the only other option for the emitter at this time, whereas Kyberlight has a variety of different emitter pieces available. Now moving down to the button, the AV switch. So both sabers utilize AV switches. The Hitoren V3 utilizes an illuminated AV switch, and you get to select the color. This one is blue because the saber's blue. And for the Kyberlight, it has two buttons because this first button is to turn the saber on and off, and the second button is to switch the color to the next color. Moving down the saber again, excuse me. So both sabers have a recharge port. They have that in common. And finally getting to the bottom of the saber, you can see that the Kyberlight has a CoverTech wheel, so that means you're able to wear the saber very easily. The Hitoren V3 has no CoverTech wheel, so you would have to install one later yourself. Finally getting down to the pommel, so this is the Kyberlight without a pommel. It sort of looks okay that way, but it's, it's open and the speaker's right there. So the Kyberlight comes with this pommel, but again, like the emitter pieces, there are various pommels that you can purchase from them and kind of swap the pommels out very easily. With the Hitoren V3, this pommel, this is what you're going to get. So they don't offer other pommels at the moment, and you can see that there's wiring attached to it right here, so it doesn't appear to be really designed for removing the pommel and swapping it out even in the future. Okay, may as well put this pommel piece in. Now for the finish of the saber, the finish of the Kyberlight is very smooth and clean finish, and the finish of the Hitoren V3 is, it seems a little kind of cheaper, but you can see it does have a nice grip here, and it has some of these grooves. You could utilize some O-rings to kind of decorate it a little bit. The pommel of the Hitoren V3 I do think is a little bit ugly, but whereas with the Kyberlight you can select a pommel. I really like the pommel that the base model comes with. It's pretty nice, I think. Okay, well that covers most of the general appearance, and then getting into actually turning the saber on. So the Kyberlight comes with 20 different colors, so let's turn that on, and I'm gonna, oops, I want to put it on mute so that I can still talk with this. See, you have to hold the button down long enough to mute it. Okay, you have to hold the button down, sorry about that, long enough to mute it, but not long enough to turn the saber off. So I'll just cycle through the colors for you real fast, and I do have a separate video where I just basically do this, so I'm not going to give much commentary. But it has just tons and tons of different colors, so you'd probably find something that you like there. If you don't, you're really, really picky. Anyway, so Kyberlight has all these different colors. The Wonderforce Hitoren V3, as I said, I just have the single LED color, but if you opt to purchase the Hitoren V4, that does have 16 different color options for you. But again, that saber is priced at $159, and the single LED saber is $99. Now for sound, Kyberlight only has one sound font. So you heard a little bit of it earlier when I was struggling to mute the saber. There it is again. It has just kind of that sound, the idle hum, clashing, and just kind of swinging around sound, and then the turning off sound. So just one font there, and if you did notice, there was the flash on clash too. And then the Hitoren V3 has 3 sound fonts on it. 2 of them, I think, sound like lightsabers, and the other third sound font is kind of abstract. So this is one that I think sounds more or less like a lightsaber. It does sound a little different. There's the clash. It's flash on clash with the Hitoren V3 as well. Okay, and let's see. Let's switch the sound font. Hold that down. Here's the sound font that I think doesn't sound super lightsabery, a little more abstract. It sounds like metallic sword clashing for the clash sound. So that's what that one sounds like. And the third, that's the mute one. Let's go past that. The third sound font is kind of a dark side font. It has a little crackling to it. So there you go, those are the sounds and sound fonts for both of the sabers. So if you want more sound fonts, you definitely would want to go with the Hitoren V3 since you get 3 of them. But if you just are okay with the one sound font and you're okay with what it sounds like, then Kyberlight might be for you. But I do think it's quite nice that both of these sabers include a mute function, because some of the sound sabers that I have I wish had a mute function, like some of the Obsidian lightsabers that I have. I sometimes just wish I could turn the sound off, because you know, the sound can be quite loud. But anyway, so this was just kind of a comparison between the Hitoren V3 by Wonderforce and the Kyberlight Saber. Yep, let me know what you think.